Hi, well, yes, it's the first time I come to Poland. I arrived yesterday, so I had some time to visit Warsaw. I enjoyed it. And from a trading point of view, I saw the same enthusiasm that I've seen in other places. So I'm sure that people will enjoy my speech. And I'm sure that Poland will be a great country in trading because I see the attitude of people. They are interested, keen of getting information, and all these things are fundamental to become good traders. This is similar to many other countries I've seen. I actually see in some countries people think they are already at advanced level and they don't look much more on particulars, on details. Here I feel that people are still very enthusiastic, and this is very good because if you are curious and motivated, you get the best from a trading experience. The main advantage is that I can be here with you. I mean, I'm not stopping my trading right now because, okay, today is Saturday, but generally when I travel, I can still trade because all my strategies are automated on a cloud server and they work. Obviously, I put in place many tweaks to be sure that there is no problem because we can never be sure and safe with a computer left alone with your money. But obviously, I can trade much more markets, many more markets, because I don't have to watch at every single market. The machine is doing it for me with instruction that I program into there. And I can do many other things, such as discovering new setups, new strategies, and go around the world holding conferences, meeting new people, and meeting people leads me to get new ideas, which is still very important to be always alive and kicking in the trading scenario. You know, I won some, so I should have a positive point of view. Trading competitions are good for the participants and are bad, in my opinion, for people watching at them. Participants, good because you get motivated and you probably get the best out of you. You have to react very quickly, you have to be very careful, you have to manage your risk the right way at the very limit, so you get a really good introspective in your trading. For people watching at competition, it's bad because they see the winners and they have a feeling that those percentages are what they can expect from their trading. This is not the case. The percentages you see I totalized in my trading competitions have nothing to do with what I get with my personal standard trading, because there is a very high risk there, and on standard trading I keep it much lower. So you don't have to get it wrong seeing 600%, or so I can change my account and my life. It's not that easy. It's not the right message. A trading competition is to see if somebody is good. I mean, competitions I won were proven with verified results. I won 4, so 4 years, different years. It means that I'm consistent. That's the message to get, but not the percentage, because the percentage might be misleading. Oh, I had to change and adapt. Every year is different, so I had to react and change strategies, trading systems, markets. It was very, very flexible, and that was helping me because it helps me today. I had to be ready to change during the competition and to do it immediately because there were only 12 months available, so I had to change and find the right solution in the right time. And this helps me today when I have trouble in my trading to change things and to get the right solution also for my personal trading. I'm curious. I will watch the markets. I'm curious and I test, I run tests and see what happens. And when I get something that is interesting, I work on that. Oh, yes, but it's possible because I do it. I still believe that the best discretionary trader in the world will be better than the best automated trader. The problem is that it's very difficult to become the best discretionary trader, while it's much easier to become the best automated trader because there are similar methods and approaches to learn to become a quantitative trader, while the discretionary trader is more a talented stuff. It's like Maradona, who is pure talent, and other players which are constructed like in tennis, even Lendl. Don't get me wrong, I mean, if you're a Lendl fan, but obviously he was very much built, or Djokovic as well. And so you need talent to be a discretionary trader, but you can be trained to become an automated trader. We are both consistently profitable on the markets, and I know he's more selective in his strategies. I put more stuff together, and he is more relying on work-forward optimization. I don't use that, even though I believe it's a good tool. So it's a different approach in building the strategies. He has strategies which run for longer periods, I think. The time horizon of his trades is a bit longer. He doesn't use, to my knowledge, intraday stuff, but at the end of the day, in risk management and things like that, we do the same because we have to survive in the markets. So the first thing to care about is the losses, to keep the losses as small as possible. And we do the same thing in that direction. Oh, biggest is difficult. I make so many mistakes. I don't remember which was the biggest. And the biggest is the one we'll be doing tomorrow, probably. I don't know. Mistakes are to risk too much, to be overconfident. It's always the same story. When you get in a good period, you feel you become invincible. You don't consider any longer that there will be another drawdown, maybe even worse than the previous one, and you get enthusiastic, and sometimes you increase your risk. This is the biggest mistake for everybody, and also for me in some cases. And the biggest win is to be here again after many years, and to be here talking about trading, and being profitable. This is the real victory, because you don't have to look for a big trade. You have to look for many small, good trades throughout the period of time you are trading. Italy there has been a period where many people were scalping on stocks and on our instruments in the past. Then slowly they moved, because there has been a big increase of automated machines, black boxes of institutionals, so they waste a little bit the market of stocks. And they moved to Forex, and now there is, unfortunately, the binary option stuff, which is not trading, but is betting, in my opinion. But people are looking still for the holy grail. And this is bad, because there is no holy grail out there. But there is an increasing number of people hoping to find their way in trading. I always say that you must not look for the solution to your problems with trading, but that's also the attitude of many Italian, I don't say traders, but people who try to find a solution there. Oh, to trading related, yes. I did one, and I had a very good sponsor, which was Larry Williams, because his son is a psychologist who studies this. And from that profile, it came out that I was too conservative, that I should risk more, dare more. So I said, okay, fine, I will risk more. And I risked more, and I lost more. So I don't rely very much on these tests, actually. I first developed single strategies on single markets, trying to identify each market. And then I try to put all together, looking for a real diversified basket, so that I try to understand what strategies can work together, not simply increasing the exposure in one direction. I try to diversify as much as possible on markets and on time frames and time horizon of a single trade. So I really try to go as wide as possible. I know this is not possible for everybody because of capitalization, so I suggest for people starting to look for instruments where they can scale down as much as possible. In this case, Forex and CFDs are very good choices, because you can really trade as small as you need. I test, and I try to see if the results of my tests, when I build the rules together, have been properly withstanding different periods of time and different market conditions. So I try to get a good set of data, and I try to see if when there was high volatility, things were fine, if in low volatility periods, things were fine. And so I try to see in different years how the results were, and then I have to hope that this will still go on tomorrow when things will go live. Keep curious. You have to be always curious. Don't rely on prepared stuff. Try to figure out on yourself what you are doing. You have to be absolutely sure that what you do is what you want to do. Don't purchase expert advice or ready stuff because you don't know exactly what's in there. You have to be aware of what you are doing. And then stay humble. Don't dream of yourself at the Hawaii drinking a cocktail because it's not the way to go. I mean, you have to love what you do. You have to enjoy trading and therefore to commit as much as possible to what you do, because only if you really enjoy it, you can be successful. And it's not a job. It's a sort of a hobby. It has to be a hobby. And then if it's profitable, okay. But don't get crazy trying to find a solution when you note that it's not something for you. So the best advice is do it only if you really feel enjoying yourself in doing it. I have no idea. I don't work in fundamental analysis, so I can't tell you where the mean S&P will be in 3 months, nor what the euro-US dollar will do. I have some ideas, but I'm not an analyst. My strategies are based on statistics, and they work on a very short time, 5 days maximum. So actually, I really cannot figure out what the market is doing, and I believe not even some other gurus can. Automated strategies help in managing the trades and managing fear and greed, because obviously the machine is doing it, but you still can interfere. You can switch it off, for example, so you can still make mistakes, but they help enormously in keeping your emotions in place, because once you put everything into the machine is doing it for you, and all the decisions are made before. So when you are not yet under stress of the market, of a position, of the money you are making or losing, so that can help, but it's not an ultimate solution, because at the end of the day, there is still you and your emotions that have to face it. And only getting more confidence month after month, year after year, you can get in hold of this and starting small, not thinking to become rich tomorrow, but starting slow, small, and building one brick after the other.